Last episode, we left off with John worshiping on a Sunday when he hears a voice like a trumpet. Now, let's read and listen to the first of the divine visions.
Verse 12 and 13. Then I turned to see the voice that was speaking with me. And having turned, I saw 7 golden lampstands. And in the middle of the lampstands, I saw one like a son of man, clothed in a robe reaching to the feet, and girded across his chest with a golden sash.
John turns not just in response to the voice, but in obedience to viewing what he is told to write. The first thing he notices is 7 golden lampstands. Let's remember, John was told to write what he sees and send it in letters to 7 churches, 7 representing the complete church. He tells us that when he turned to see the voice, he saw 7 golden lampstands. Then next in verse 13, we are told there is one like the Son of Man, standing in the middle of the lampstands. In the Old Testament, the Spirit of God was found in the temple, where the high priest would intercede on behalf of sinful man. It was his responsibility to keep the lamps trimmed and shining. The menorah had 7 branches with 7 lamps, which were all connected as one in order to operate as one big light. 7 in 1. Here in the New Testament, we have 7 lamps with 1 in the middle. Are you starting to see the picture? The menorah was a shadow of the coming Messiah and his chosen witnesses, the church, in which Jesus acts as the high priest, tending to us and keeping our light shining brightly. 7 churches connected to the one Messiah. Just as the menorah represented the presence of the Holy Spirit shining its light into a dark space, here in Revelation, it is the Holy Spirit in man, gathered as the church, that brings light into a dark, evil world. This is why Matthew 5, verse 14 says, "You are the light of the world." John writes that he is like the Son of Man. The term Son of Man is a messianic term for Messiah. So clearly, John recognizes that who he is looking at is the Messiah, but he doesn't look exactly like how he last saw him. Remember, as one of the apostles, John would have been very familiar with his earthly appearance, and yet now he sees Jesus looking very different. John describes the Messiah as clothed with a garment down to the foot. Why is this detail important? Well, because it portrays someone of dignity and authority. In ancient times, those in positions of power and respect wore long robes, such as the high priest. While on earth, Jesus wore humble clothing, such as a tunic and cloak. But now this detail hints at Christ's supreme authority and his role as our high priest. The role of the high priest, besides keeping the menorah lamps burning, was to perform sin offerings by sprinkling the blood of sacrificed animals on the mercy seat and offering prayers as an intercessor on behalf of the entire congregation to God. It is Jesus Christ as the perfect high priest who oversees his true church in order to keep the light shining in darkness. It was he who offered himself as the final sacrifice for all of mankind, and it is he who sits on the right hand of God, interceding on our behalf. Lastly, the image describes Christ as being adorned in a gold sash. Gold is often associated with purity and perfection, implying Christ's righteousness, holiness, and his divine nature with sovereign rule over all creation. In the next episode, John will continue to give us a description of the Messiah. He will describe 7 things: his hair, his eyes, his feet, his voice, his hands, his mouth, and his face. Notice once again 7, indicating Jesus in his complete almighty state. Stay tuned.